Of WeatherScope. Comprehensive severe weather coverage from the Weather Channel Forecast Center.
Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Channel on this Friday morning. And Hurricane Bertha continues to creep towards the coast of the Carolinas. And it looks like the storm on its present course will be making landfall on the coast of South Carolina somewhere between Georgetown and Myrtle Beach around noon or shortly thereafter. So let's take a look at the satellite picture for you. And you can see the storm moving its way slowly but surely up towards the coast of the Carolinas. And the center of circulation is right here. And we noticed yesterday westerly winds were shearing or pushing all the heavy rain and thunderstorms well to the east of the center, so this storm will not be strengthening as it continues its slow trudge up towards the coast there. So we're looking at a Category 1 storm on the Saffir-Simpson scale, still capable, though, of nuisance damage there and through the eastern Carolinas. We'll see power outages, tree limbs knocked down, and along the coast there will be considerable beach erosion. We're already getting reports of that, and of course very dangerous for swimmers on the southeast coast. There's your particulars as of 5 a.m. About 190 miles south of Wilmington, North Carolina is the center of circulation. There it is there, and the winds at about 80 miles an hour, pressure 985 millibars. Hurricane warnings continue from the South Carolina to the North Carolina coast, and that does include the Sounds. If you live in these warning areas, you can anticipate torrential rains and also high winds at maybe up to 75 miles an hour or greater, and of course a storm surge and beach erosion. Here's our strike probabilities, showing you the highest probabilities right around Georgetown in South Carolina there. And again, as I mentioned, the storm continues on its present course to the north-northwest. Should be making landfall right around noon or slightly shortly thereafter. And with that anticipated landfall somewhere around Georgetown and Myrtle Beach, to the right of the center of circulation, we'll have the onshore flow, and there could be a storm surge of 4 to 8 feet. One thing that we have going in our favor with this storm is that low tide is early this morning, right around 5 or 6 a.m., and fall right around noon or slightly shortly thereafter. And with that anticipated landfall somewhere around Georgetown and Myrtle Beach, to the right of the center of circulation, we'll have the onshore flow, and there could be a storm surge of 4 to 8 feet. One thing that we have going in our favor with this storm is that low tide is early this morning, right around 5 or 6 a.m. High tide is early this morning, around 5 or 6 a.m., and low tide will be right around the time the storm is making landfall. But still, throughout the morning hours, these winds will continue to push the water up to the coast of the Carolinas, and already we're looking at water levels running at 2 to
you or anyone you
waters of the Gulf Stream, and it's still taking aim on North Carolina. We were concerned about South Carolina and North Carolina during the past 24 hours, the northwesterly movement. Now the storm turning a little bit more northerly, so that means more headaches for North Carolina in particular. Let's show you what's going on with the storm itself with our satellite picture. And here's our morning visible shot, and here's a big ball of clouds right here. That's right near the center of circulation, which has now kind of moved underneath this, and with the storm heading to the north, it's getting over these warm Gulf Stream waters. Want a better picture of it? Here it is right here. We've enhanced the cold cloud tops for you, and here you can see our big ball of heavy rain and thunderstorms here. And look at how it's all kind of charging up towards the coastal waters, and you can see the blue enhancement giving way to an orange and a red. So that tells us that there's some very heavy torrential rain, no doubt coming by some strong, sustained winds, and this is all headed up towards the coastal areas of North Carolina and extreme northeastern South Carolina. So from about Georgetown right on over towards the Outer Banks around Buxton there, certainly looks like heavy rain and high winds are just about imminent. As we take a look at the 8 a.m. advisory from the Hurricane Center, 32.3, 78.5, 140 miles to the south of Wilmington, North Carolina, winds 90, sustained, pressure 977 millibars. That's from the Hurricane Hunters. This is a strong Category 1, and it's trying to get close to a minimal Category 2. And right now, it looks like the worst of the storm is going to be coming into southeastern North Carolina. Hurricane warnings continue from Savannah all the way up through the Carolina coastal areas to the Virginia border. And yes, that does include the Sounds. In these areas, you can expect hurricane force winds, torrential downpours, a storm surge, and localized flooding. Here was the look at the strike probabilities from early this morning, showing you the best strike probabilities right around Georgetown and Myrtle Beach. Storm, though, has taken a little jog more towards the north, so this may be updated to show more of a zone in through here for the higher probabilities. Well, that's what we're looking at right now. Winds and strong southeasterly flow around the storm piling up the water here. So there's going to be a storm surge about 4 to 8 feet coming into the coasts of North Carolina in particular, say from Cape Hatteras right down to Myrtle Beach in South Carolina. So things will be looking quite bad this afternoon, but the only saving grace is, if there is one, is that the storm's coming in at low tide in the early afternoon hours, and that's right when the storm will be coming on in. Center circulation in through here, now moving more towards the north. So all these high winds on the east side of the storm will be moving into southeastern North Carolina over the next couple of hours, and hurricane force winds being located just offshore. And as that storm